Hello, friends. Today we're taking one card idea and turning it into three, all with very simple steps that anyone can make. Whether you're a brand new card maker or just short on time, you're going to walk away with three different ideas that you can fit and use wherever you're at on your card making journey. I'm Barb Brimhall, the BZB Stamper, and let's get stamping. Today, we are using the Lily of the Valley bundle. This is a brand new bundle from the May through August 2026 Stampin' Up! Catalog. I think it's so pretty, and my friends, it has some gorgeous designer series paper that goes with it. However, today I'm not using that paper. I am using the Scenic Coast Designer Series paper. It is a specialty paper. And the main reason that I'm using this paper is I love the colors in it. And I wanted a super bright happy birthday card for a friend of mine. So that's what I'm using. I'm using a card base of Gorgeous Grape. Don't you love this color? She is a huge purple fan, and that's why I went with this as the card base. And then I'm stamping both the happy birthday and the floral image and the leaves in Gorgeous Grape. So this only uses one ink pad for this card. And then what I did is I kind of highlighted the lilies. No, are these lilies? I don't know what these are. Bells. I don't know what they're called, but that's it's Lily of the Valley, so I'm going with Lily. I am not a gardener, can you tell? But anyway, I used a Daffodil Delight blend and just colored in the top. By the way, I have complete instructions for you. So if you prefer to follow instructions for all the cutting guides and colors I used and all that, I got you covered. So the link to those instructions are in the comments. And then I colored in the leaves with Granny Apple Green, and I actually used the dark blend. And you can see how using the Gorgeous Grape really added some fun color. Now, can you see down here that shiny part? That's the specialty part of the Scenic Coast paper. If you go back a couple of videos, I believe it is the Phrases and Frames stamp set video I did, that shows you this paper in more detail. But isn't that gorgeous? I just love the colors in this. So let's step it up one more time. And this time, what I did is I used more of the paper. I actually would have loved it just with this paper like this, but I was finding that it kind of overpowered the actual focal image for this card, which is the floral image. So I took a piece of vellum, and that's one of the ways I like to use vellum. You can see how bright the paper is here, and then how the vellum just tones it down a little bit. And you have to trust me on this. It really made the flower become the focal point instead of the paper. So that's why I used the vellum. Then I took another purple. This is actually Highland Heather. I'm going to put the two up so you can see how much lighter it is. And I did use a different ink pad for this. I used Gorgeous Grape for the flowers. And then I decided I wanted to pull in some of this color for the sentiment. So I used Strawberry Slush. And I think it just really added to the color combination of the paper behind it. And then I added two of the dots. These are the garden epoxy dots. And I think it just added a little bit of texture, if you will, to where the vellum was. Isn't that fun? So I think the combination of the vellum and the dots kind of pulls all that color together without taking away from the focal point. Okay, are you ready for our Queen Bee card today? It is definitely a Queen Bee card. Do not attempt this card without the dies. So I basically did the same thing, except this time I dry embossed using one of my favorite embossing folders. This is the Perfectly Plaid embossing folder. I was kind of going for a trellis look. I don't think that's what happened with it, but I still like how we have the plaid background over that pretty designer paper. And again, I used the Gorgeous Grape for the flowers, and then I used Strawberry Slush as the sentiment on the Highland Heather Let me bring this in one more time. And then look at this color right here. This is actually, I'm trying to get it behind, but I glued it down too well. This is actually fresh freesia, which is a really pretty color. And that die is in the upper left-hand corner. I cut 2 of them. See that kind of hashtag looking thing? I used 2 of them in fresh freesia and just put them behind the sentiment. And I think she's going to love that I added 3 shades of purple. And it kind of goes with the whole ombre effect that's going on with this paper, with the Scenic Coast paper. Now, I really stepped this up a lot. I stamped several of the flowers and the leaves in Gorgeous Grape, colored them in just like I did on the other 2 cards. But then I added more of the flowers in Daffodil Delight. And you'll notice that those now become the focal point because one thing, they're so bright, but they go well with the paper. But they kind of become the focal point on the card now. So you can use those, you can leave them off, doesn't matter. And then Baker's Twine, and then 3 of those really pretty garden epoxy dots. So definitely stepped up this card. So let's take a look at all 3 of them again. We have our Busy Bee card. We have our Worker Bee card, which I neglected to say. I did fussy cut all these out again. I'm going to be honest with you. I would never do that again. I don't like to fussy cut. So this probably took me a half hour. If you like to fussy cut, then this will be a breeze for you. But I am not a big fan of that. That's why I like the dies, because it took me less time to make this card than it did this card by far, because I had to fussy cut it out. But if I own the dies, I would just cut these out with the dies, and this would be a super quick card. So this is one of those cases, my friends, where the Worker Bee card really benefits by having the dies. It takes you like a third of the time it would normally take you. So I usually try to say which one is my favorite. This week, the card I would make would be the Worker Bee card. I love the vellum. I love this, except I would use the dies. Definitely would not fussy cut out again. And if you don't like the addition of the strawberry slush, if you'd like kind of a darker sentiment, then just go with the Gorgeous Grape, and then you're only using 1 ink pad. So, and you're using 2 blends, 2 sets of blends. So this is a pretty economical card. You do use quite a bit of the designer series paper, but personally, I think it's worth it. I'm biased. I love this paper. So there you go, my friends. I would really appreciate it if in the comments you let me know which one is your favorite and which one you would be most likely to make. Have a great week. I'll be back next week with another Step It Up stamping. Bye.